All right, guys. Insight for Nerds here. JTH and the sexy, good-looking Nightwing here. Buff and Rich.
Buff and Rich.
All right, so let's start with the news that can just be thrown out really easy. Super funny. Okay, so Splice is now back in the ELCS after Riot told them that they're not going to be there, right? So other players are gone. And that today, they confirmed they're going to get Vizicachi in top lane. First initial thoughts of that?
I mean, they have one player. What do I say? He looked good.
Is he better than Otawamne?
No, he's not better than Otawamne. Was probably the single. I think him and Wonder were the competition for the best top laner in NA. I mean, in
really?
EU. Otawamne looked really good. What? Hello?
No, I mean Otawamne and Ryu competition. What?
What?
I thought Alfari looked better than Otawamne half the time.
I think Alfari.
I think Cabochard looked better than Otawamne half the time. But
really,
I think Cabochard did. I think
Cabochard looked good. Year. He looked fantastic.
I thought Cabochard played fantastic.
I think Wonder was the best top laner, and I think that.
I mean, you could throw Otawamne in there.
I think Otawamne was, if not in contention, he was in contention for second.
I would say Cabochard I would put Otawamne in like fourth. I would put Vizicachi over him.
You would put. I'm assuming you'd put. So.
No, dang it! I would have Alfari and Cabochard tie for second. Actually.
Really?
Yeah, I probably would.
Okay.
They played both. I think that Otawamne just had really. There are some games he looked off. That dude didn't know what.
Well, let's think about it like this. Let's think about this. Let's think about the top laners that didn't do well. Prophet.
Don't talk about that. I love Prophet so much.
You can love Prophet. He's not a good player.
He got shafted so hard with that.
He didn't get just shafted. He was not good.
Back top laners is White Knight.
Man, that breaks my heart, man. He had so much hype coming in.
White Knight, Prophet. You had what was the team? Ruin, who looked good for like 4 weeks straight.
You can look good as long as you want. You have to actually consistently be good, which he proved that he wasn't able to be.
Gosh, and who's the other team? That's it, isn't it?
Let's think about okay, are we gonna put Soaz and Whippo up there? Well, because
I think Whippo played fantastic.
I don't think I honestly
for his region he played pretty good.
I think he was in a top contention too. I think
he
wasn't better than those best top laners.
Yeah,
he wasn't as good as.
You have to factor in one thing. In summer they played a bot lane meta. He was bot lane for what?
Yeah, but in the spring. Let's think about
spring.
We're talking about continuing the entire year, including Worlds.
So the game. Okay, so yeah.
I would say that Wonder was better than him.
Yeah,
Wonder looked throughout the entire year.
Carrying his team.
Wonder looked better the entire year.
Yeah. Vizicachi, I think he's always been a very he's been a very fine top laner. He got MVP at 1.2. So I mean, he's been good. I feel bad for Splice. They got shafted so hard. They let their whole.
They didn't get shafted. More so as
someone backed out, and then
like,
okay, you can come in now.
Right,
you're my second choice date.
Yeah, somebody backed out. Splice got in, and I'm kind of surprised it wasn't Unicorns of Love instead.
I think Unicorns of Love should have got. Oh, we're gonna do a video about Unicorns of Love because I'm gonna say a lot about them leaving actually.
Why?
What
are we gonna say? Goodbye.
We're gonna say a lot, but okay. Yeah, I feel bad for Splice. They were the second choice, but hey, you get to be in franchise. So you don't lose all that you worked for like 2 years. So you look at the bright side. You could be the guy that go home with the pretty chicken night, or you go home with the not finish that sentence. Okay. Mickey to G2. He was on Misfits and he was on Splice.
It's Mickey X.
Mickey X, yeah.
Don't call him Mickey because you're gonna mix him up.
Yeah, okay. Mickey X. X dog. X homie. No. Mickey X. His issues is that he's not good. His issues is that he's not communicative. As what
we've said that a lot, but if you look at people said that about the Shy too, and it was obvious from the communications. We don't know. They have not. We have no idea what's going on.
But they threw in Jez's in there to try and make the bot lane more communicative.
What I'm saying is we have no idea what the actual problem. Maybe it is communication. Which, if that is the case, they're not gonna. If they don't improve on communications, they're not gonna be top two.
What did communicating over Mickey X? They both don't talk at all. If you hear comms, they don't talk at all.
They're getting rid of Wadid for a specific reason that he will not play without
Yarnin.
And Yarnin's getting replaced.
Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe Perk's been playing a lot of ADCs in solo queue.
Literally been playing only ADC.
So this rumor, we already did a video on the whole caps thing. I'll just briefly go over it doesn't matter if people change teams, guys. People change teams all the time in real actual sports teams. You're
allowed to be disappointed, and you gotta let people do it. People are allowed to be disappointed,
and people are allowed to make their own decision to change teams.
No one's saying that they're not. The thing about it is, people aren't trying to sue them. They're saying, "Hey, you suck for leaving."
Well, they feel betrayed.
You can feel betrayed.
Why? People change teams all the time.
People
Just let
change
them
things
go.
all the time. That's when LeBron.
You switch out shoes and you don't care if you switched out shoes.
How is that even a good analogy?
How
How is
is
that
it?
a good comparison?
Okay, do you still feel good that you switched out your younger stuff for your new older stuff now when you got newer toys? You don't feel bad.
Stop making these comparisons. They're not correlated.
Okay, that's about it. I just want to briefly go over that because I know people are gonna be a little bit mad about that.
I think that Caps has the right to, but
He has the
he
right to go
also
wherever
has
he
the
wants to go
right
to.
to get attacked by people who are upset about it. Like it kind of sucks. It's not.
Well, what if they? Because Mithy said when that happened to him, people were saying like death threats and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I think there's over the top people for anything you do. You need to take what you want to do in real life. It's like you should do it. If you think that you're gonna enjoy yourself or have more success on a different team, go for it. But if you think that there's not gonna be if you don't think there's gonna be backlash for what you do, then you're not ready for being on the stage.
Yeah. And then Dylan Falco gets confirmed to be Schalke, no fears, and new head coach. So he's had Immortals, Team
Schalke,
Envy,
no fear.
no fear.
Wait, is that a thing?
Schalke, no. Wait, you don't call him Schalke 04.
I call him Schalke.
He's been on Immortals, Team Envy, and Fnatic as a coach, and now he's going to be on Schalke.
Hey, you gonna say bless you?
Gesundheit.
Oh, you're so cool.
So that's interesting, I guess. I don't see why he would leave Fnatic after him and Joey literally made them one of the best Western teams we've had this year, or maybe of all time if you rank them that way.
I mean, realistically, the actually good coach on Fnatic is Youngbuck. I feel like he is the one that's essentially creating these super teams in EU.
Yeah.
I feel like Dylan Falco was essentially not even the head coach, just only a name. I think it was all Youngbuck do it, and essentially why he's leaving is because of the fact that he wants something. He wants to make something his own, essentially.
Yeah, because once Youngbuck came, you knew it wasn't really Dylan's anymore. It was like, okay.
Yeah, like look what he did with G2. Look what he did with
Fnatic. Yeah.
Every single team he's won, ever since he's been on it, like every year he's on a team, they get first place.
Those were some nice accolades.
I also think
100% win rate to win.
And it throws me off, man, because he is like, it doesn't seem like he'd be like leadership material to me. It doesn't seem like it.
It looks like he's nice when he needs to be, and a
No,
boss
it seems like he's really immature, but he's been putting together super teams.
He has like a 100% win rate to win the European split.
Ever since I don't
ever
think
since what season?
Ever since G2's came in.
Ever since G2 2016 spring, he's won every single split, and that is 2 years, guys. That's like what, almost 6+ splits. That's crazy. So he has a 100% win rate right now to win the split right now. So, but I do think that Dylan took a back seat to Joey, because people really never reference Dylan anymore after Youngbuck came. It was always just Youngbuck helped us out with this. Youngbuck did this. Youngbuck told us how to play the game. Youngbuck told us that we didn't have to be mad at each other that we're losing. Because what Reckless said before was that Dylan wasn't like that, and then when Youngbuck came, it was like, okay, he told us that we don't have to get mad at each other that we're losing. We don't have to always be mad that we're not winning the lane to win the game.
Let's be real. The reason they're listening to Youngbuck for sure is because that dude was an MMA fighter. He was actually a professional MMA fighter.
I mean, I wouldn't want to fight.
No one's about to sass him back.
But I mean, if he is helping with that, that's good that he did that, and he made him a lot better.
It did like. I think that Youngbuck is obviously the best coach in the EU. I think it's without it, you can't argue it anymore.
Like, and then what else do we have?
But
there was this other one that came out. I can't remember the name. That's a moderator. What is this? What is this? Oh, that's not the page. It was European news. What was it? We got some. Okay, so Whipple is staying on Fnatic until 2021. You got any thoughts about that?
He has potential, man. He did well at Worlds. He did well pretty much everywhere he went. I mean, he's obviously. I think he could be the best top laner in EU, at least of next year.
Maybe yeah.
Maybe of all time. Honestly, I think he has the potential to be the best EU top laner.
It's weird though. So I said, give this guy a chance. And then now he's here. So yeah, I mean, I've never thought he was bad. I thought he was just a European licorice. Honestly, he was just good. Like they both had great rookie years. They both played really fantastic, and they deserve their spots. The next one, oh man, this one gives me chills. Gorrilla is now on Misfits. He said Misfits were always trying to contact him, but he chose. He said he got offers from other teams in Korea.
I think that is going to work out terrible. I think that's going to be absolutely horrible.
You have the most weirdest unpopular opinions in existence.
First of all, let's be real. Gorrilla is a shot caller. Gorilla speaks Korean. He speaks Korean.
In the video, he did kind of speak a little bit of English.
Well, the thing about it is, Gorrilla, he didn't play well last season. Gorrilla and Prey both played poorly last season.
But I mean, one bad split should not equal to that. They've been almost the best bot lane for a very long time.
I don't think they've ever taken the top spot though. What I'm saying is, you take a chance, like make this gigantic roster move where you're importing this dude who is essentially. He's essentially
two-time world semifinalist.
No, I don't care about accolades.
First-time finalist.
Let's think about not accolades because those things tend to.
If we're going on just pure gameplay, he's better than 95% of the supports he's going to play against, except for like Mata.
Okay, I don't agree with that. I think that mechanically he didn't look great last season.
Some people just have bad years.
We got to go off that. We got to go because recency bias is literally something that has to be stated. We need to be biased because that's literally what he's done recently. Okay, so he looked pretty poor last season. Let's be honest. He is a shot caller. That's his biggest strength. He's a good laner, but his biggest strength is that the fact that he shot calls. So now essentially you have somebody whose main strength is shot calling, but he doesn't speak English. Okay, does he? He doesn't speak English.
They had this problem. This is it's a nice addition on paper because if they want more communication, Mickey didn't give that to them, or being a good laner. Mickey was like roaming and whatever. So first initial thoughts is that he's better.
I think that.
But look at back at Cacao from 2017 spring for Europe when
they imported Cacao after he looked bad in China.
That was the reason why they cut him. He couldn't speak English. He couldn't communicate with them.
Oh yeah, that is actually the reason.
That's why they got Max Lore.
But the thing about it is, Cacao didn't look great since his.
It's gonna look worse if you can't speak to him.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, why are they importing? Can Gorilla speak English? Does anybody know? If
he spoke English in the
opening video, consistently speak English.
We don't know that, but
like if he speaks English, I think it's an okay.
You got you've nailed 3 upgrades for last year's support. Because remember, they opted into weaker laners last year, the last split.
Okay, let's look at their team all around.
Okay, so they have Soaz, I have to say it for Paris, the Baguette. They have the Baguette. The Baguette. And they have Max Lore, really good.
He's a good player.
He's like an EUX Smithy, that's totally fine. You have Febivin over Sencooks now, which is
that is a great pickup.
Good lord.
That is a good pickup.
Ponsama, always been really good.
He's been a good and the thing about it is
now you have Gorilla.
I think that
Ponsama played well with Ignar and they can speak to each other.
No, let's think about this. Mechanically, Ignar has always been better than Gorilla. It's been when he was first in Korea, he was a better mechanical player. He was. Like anybody who's ever watched Ignar has realized that he's mechanic. His biggest asset is he's a mechanically gifted player. And honestly,
but I still think Gorilla's been
Gorilla's
one
been
of the best supports on the planet for.
I think he's in contention for the top supports of all time. It's mechanically doesn't mean you're a bad player. Like I think he's a mechanically good player, but I think his biggest asset.
I've just never seen his Korean imports work in EU.
It's worked a few times. Ignar worked.
Yeah, it's where he worked. Hachani didn't work on Vitality.
Hachani was terrible, though. You imported somebody who was garbage, man. Why do you import somebody who's not good?
Who was still tilted after the final?
Well, let's be honest, though. Hachani looked great when Tarek first came in the meta, and he looked, in my opinion, to be the best Tarek in the world at that point.
Okay, so Misfits and TL and 100 Thieves, who won the offseason better?
TL? Come on.
I think TL won the offseason harder. I think Misfits is second to win the offseason.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think... Let's think. Fevivin was a great pickup.
Yeah.
Okay. Soaz...
It's fine.
He always plays terrible in the regular season. He has not played well.
He has consistently had the worst stats for top laners.
He looks great in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean that's where you kind of need him to be better at.
I need him to be better. Get out of here, Nord.
Ooh, illegal.
Don't look at my stuff.
And then you have Max Lore is going to be good. Like, he's always been pretty good. People blamed him for their team last year. It was like, it's not even his fault. Like, I think
Misfits. Did I say Misfits?
You shouldn't English.
All right, so Max Lore he's going to be up there in the top. Fevivin is going to be. I'm going to put this out there. I think he's going to be the single best mid laner in EU next season.
I think Caps will just murder that dude.
That is, if you say murder, you're stupid. Let's be honest. Fevivin has never been murdered by pretty much. He had a weak. He was weak on H2K, but even then, he looks still strong.
He still got All Pro and EULCS mid laner still.
And honestly, like top lane, I think Soaz is okay. I don't think he's going to be in contention for the top again.
I mean, because last year he had his arm problem, and then he had he had to fight with his paw with Buipo. I mean, this year that since he doesn't have to deal with any of that, I think he's going to be 50-50. You know, some of these players on Misfits are dices. there's weeks where Gorilla looks very bad.
It's in my opinion, it's all gonna revolve around whether or not anybody. If Gorilla is the shot caller, I think this can be a top tier team.
I think maybe
you have a bunch
of finals probably.
We have people who obviously listen to. I mean, Fevin and Soaz were both on the team with Yellow Star,
and they listen to him.
2015.
You look back at 2017,
which is honestly, I'm gonna put this. I think 2015 Fnatic is the best Western team of all time.
And you look back at the 2017 Fnatic when they were losing to RNG, when they were in the house talking with Reckless. Reckless was telling everybody what to do, and they're all listening. So it's proven that Reckless, that Soaz will listen to somebody else if they have an idea.
I think Soaz, he has a lot of faults. He's kind of he gets angry too, but he honestly does listen.
Sometimes you just need sometimes you just need a team player.
He is not. He will listen to somebody he considers a team leader.
Sometimes you just need a team leader. Actually,
so I think if Gorilla is the shot caller and he speaks English well, it has to be well, not just speaks English.
Can't be the whole Cacao situation again, because then that's gonna rub really bad after a while.
They keep consistently picking up people who don't look good. Like I don't know.
They give people a chance.
Hachani, Cacao.
Well, Vitality.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I was talking about EUs in general.
Okay.
To be honest, Cacao,
Profit,
Hachani, Profit. All of these Korean imports didn't look good before they came, and I don't see why there's.
Maybe they give them a chance and they think they can prove themselves.
I feel like
be the case.
Maybe there's a lack of funding before the franchising came through, and that's why the lower teams didn't import amazing players. More so as people, they started picking up people who didn't have the biggest.
You got to import Betsy.
But now that it seems like Misfits has the money, they imported Gorilla, and we'll see how that works. I don't think it's gonna work out well.
See, this is the issue. You come with another issue. Prey and Gorilla have been together for 4 years straight. Gorilla has to play with something completely different he hasn't played with before.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good.
That's a big adjustment right there. Even Prey has to do the same thing. Prey has to play with something completely different. So, I don't know. Do you think that So, if you power rank them, what would you put them at?
Misfits?
Yeah. I would try and place them at top 3.
I'm gonna put number 5.
Number 5?
6-5. It's gonna be. They're either gonna be 5th. 6th or 5th, or they're gonna be 2nd or 1st. And I don't think they're either
not gonna be a 3rd place team.
What I'm saying is, I don't think they're not gonna be. They're either gonna be a lower playoff team, or they're gonna be one of the best teams in EU, because this team it's volatile. You have a bunch of players who honestly
can't be mean to each other.
I just feel like, if we go based off their last year's performance, this is one of the worst teams in EU. Yeah. Gorilla didn't look good last split. Hansama looked good for bits until it came down to
regional qualifier.
Until it came down to standard laning, then he looked poor again. Yeah. Soaz didn't look amazing last season.
Hansama was leaning with Mickey X.
That's fair. But let's think about that. And Max Lore, he looked good, not great, but he looked good. And I just feel like, if we're going based off last year's performance, this is not going to be a good team. I honestly think they could miss the playoffs. Just based off, I think Gorilla's a good player, but I feel like these lack of a bit, they're either going to be great or they're going to be terrible. I don't think there's.
You will never see Gorilla on top 20 players or Worlds this year, or next year.
I don't think they're going to make Worlds, to be honest, but we'll see. They could gel together extremely well.
That's it for EU. Well, this is what Gorilla said. Joining Misfits, the hardest part was me being torn between the thought that if I don't experience the International League now, I'd never have the chance again, and the thought that I left LCK now, I would never be able to come back to it. So he got offers from other teams. It was just like he wanted to, play with, he wanted to go and do something different, and we have the Splice thing covered. Oda Wamne is now a free agent.
Okay, so Mickey X is confirmed to G2 now.
And then you have, so that's pretty much it. So I think that you have an all-around good team. I just don't know if this team has potential, but people have said that for years about teams having potential, and it's gonna be one of two things. It's gonna work or it doesn't work, and it's never an in-between, because if it's an in-between, then it's something that's gonna not work at a certain point when you need it to work. Because if you're an in-between team, there's things that work and things that can work. Like, let's say if Soaz is winning over Gorilla and Hansama, and that's going to be a really big mismatch. Or someone might not think someone's putting in enough work. There's a lot of things that go on the teams. But that's pretty much it for the EU video. That's pretty much it. So, last initial thoughts on Misfits. I think they're going to be 3rd.
I think they made a drastic change that is going to either pay off or going to suck.
Just like last year, they opted into Senkux and Mickey X,
They did, and it didn't work out.
and they didn't give a contract to Ignar. I see you later. Signing out, whoever that is, and I'm me.